Um,
yourself, everything.
okay. Before I'm gonna start my speech, just like I'm gonna tell my an experience which I had recently, not like recently, about 2 years back. So when I was doing my A levels, just like I was so confused, and when my father pushed me to go to another college from Isipathana College because I was not doing well at Isipathana College. So he pushed me to go to there. So I was totally nervous and just fed up with him, exhausted actually. So I went there and did have nothing to do with it, and I was the 23rd of the class, and I just messed up all these things at commerce stream. So I thought like there were so many bright students, I couldn't deal with them because I was a bit nervous, and I don't know anything about accounting plus econ and BS. So basically I didn't have any idea what is commerce. And then I thought myself that I need to come up from the shell, because I was a bit, just like it's like most of the students have, they don't want to learn commerce actually plus the English one. So I wanted to learn. So because the others were learning, almost everyone was learning. There were 30 students, I think. No, there were 25 students at that time. I was the 23rd. So I just fed up with myself and then tired of myself. So then I wanted to learn. Then I came up. Then I studied really, really hard at the term test, and then I became the third of the class. And then I met him, because although my BS and econ were good, but not my accounts were such. It was not at the level, because I got I think first term test I got 36 and like those marks for average, like 30, around 30. So when it comes to the second term test, I got 80 and 94, I think I can remember, for econ BS, and I got 50 or 60 like that for accounts. So I wasn't good at accounts, so I was searching for a tutor or a master who did well in accounting. So I recently met him. So it just amazing. It was so different. When I came here, he just said, be calm, I'm gonna teach you everything. I'm gonna not teach you from the beginning to the end. I'm gonna teach you randomly the language, like cash flow statements and all these things. He asked me what sort of areas you are weak at. So I told, like, I can't do this, I can do this, so you can do this. He said, this is your choice, this is your class, do whatever you want, tell me and I will teach you. And he did me exactly what I needed. And at the last term test, I was the section first of Ananda College for 3 consecutive times, and I got 3 A's. Now I'm hoping for my university entry.
He got 3 years.
And that's what happened. That's what happened because of him. 4 A's.
Also he got the A.
Oh yeah. Those all things happen. I don't think not only with myself, because he contributed a lot of, because he did amazingly well. When teaching me, he just amazing. He wasn't, he did some classes for free for me because I had some problems with money. So I'm not shy to say these things, because everyone of us have some sort of problems like that. So he has humanity. I'm telling you, like, he's the best teacher that you are going to learn everything. If you want to learn commerce, he's the best teacher. If you want to learn English, he's the best teacher.
Thank you very much.
And this is the best thing. And
yeah, you go ahead with your
okay.
topic.
And I'm gonna change my speech into my topic. Okay. So, care more than the others think is wise. Risk more than the others think is safe. Okay. And dream more than the others think is practical. And expect more than the others think is possible. Good evening, my friends. Today my topic is to talk about the failure versus the success. Life has ups and downs, and every one of us has experienced the success as well as the failure. But what is failure? What is success? Actually, we don't know. Actually, there is no definition for that things. And success and failure are two terms that doesn't have any universal definition. But since each and every one of the person in this world has their own definition of success and failure by their own. Just like, what is success? It can be easily described as the achievement that we have a particular part in our life, or achievement that throughout in our life. So basically, what we call as a failure. A failure is a thing, an incident in a life which happens. Something happens something didn't happen as we planned, or something which happened unexpectedly badly. So that's why we call it as a failure. So we can't stop them, because we have to recognize what sorts of failures in our life, what sorts of success in our life is there. So we need to make our plans to improve our strengths and decrease our weaknesses. And so basically, one person may consider a failure, or getting the bad results as a failure in the terms of fail assigned. So basically, what is failure? Why do we always fail? We always think like we fail sometimes. We fail at exams. We fail at every time. We can't just be successful as others does. Why Bill Gates is so like that? Why can't we be like that? It needs immense practice. It needs immense dedication, commitment. Because what I'm trying to say is, your mental behavior, your mental strength is what is important in your life. The way you think, the way you work, the way you approach to your objective goal is the thing that you're gonna success. I'm not gonna say that you have to work 24 hours for your goal, to your objective, to achieve it within all these 24 hours. Take some rest. But try to remember that you are within the context of your goal. Always go for your goal. Just don't go for any other things. Just don't mess anything with your goal. First of all, do like that. Because most of the people in the world, they fail because they are mixing up all the things at once. They don't have a unique aim. They don't have a unique objective within themselves. That's why they fail. So the major reason is you should have a proper aim in your life that you're going to achieve. First of all, establish aim, establish a goal, establish an ultimate objective in your life. That's how you can win your life. And whether we're successful or unsuccessful is sometimes judged by other persons. And sometimes it can be judged by ourselves. For example, if I fail the exam, my mother's things were like, you are a loser, you are a failure. But I think, I can think about myself like, I have done very well, but I couldn't achieve my target. There are some particular reasons for that. But that is the thing, that if I fail that exam, I know the mistakes. If I know the mistakes, I can correct them. But if you become from the grade 1 to grade 11, if you are the first of the class every day, you don't know what are your mistakes, what are your weaknesses. So each and every person in here at least failed one time in your life. I don't know which is the area, but one of you might have experienced it. And all of you must have experienced a success in your life. So what I'm trying to say is, just be normal. Just be normal as everyone. Just think like you are the best. You can do this. Because I have experience, as I told you before, I was 23rd of the class. If I think myself like, I'm not going to make it because there are so many students who got 9As. So within my class, there are almost 9 students were there. So how can I overtake them? How can I overcome them and become the first? It needs immense pressure. It needs immense dedication, commitment, concentration. So what I'm trying to point out is, it's just like, it is like a meditation. You should be within your aim all the time. Just don't go out. Just be within your aim. Just don't miss up anything with your aim. Because if you do so, what will happen is, ultimately you won't be able to achieve your aim. Then you will be in, your whole thing, what you've done will be in vain. You know Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was the 17th president of United States of America. You know, he was a father of a poor man. His father was a poor man. And you know, if he thinks like, you know, my father is a poor man, how can I become the 16th president of the United States? I'm sorry, 17% of the president of the United States. That's impossible. Because there are so many people around in the United States to elect for the presidential election. So how can I overtake them? So he didn't think like that. He think like, I can do this. He always kept trying. He tried 20 times to become the president of the United States, and he failed, and all that 20 times. You know what? At the 21st time, he became the 17th president of the United States. He elected about 30 years to his election, and ultimately he achieved his target. As you both mentioned, Thomas Alva Edison, you know, who invented the light bulb to the world. You know, when he was a poor student in education because of not his fault actually, because of teachers. They're not teaching well. They always scolding him, telling of him like, you are a failure, all these things. So ultimately what happened was he sacked from his school, and also he got told off from his mother, father, and all the teachers. You know what he said? What he did? He didn't give up. He just got his books back and he said, I'm going to study. He said he kept studying and became a scientist. He kept inventing new things, and he wanted to invent the light bulb to the world. When he had the first idea of inventing the light bulb to the world, he told his idea to some of his friends. So you know what his friends said? You failure. You're not gonna make it. You're just a loser. This is a bullshit idea. He just smiled at them, and he said nothing. He just went back and he tried 999 times, and all the 999 times he failed. But if he give up on that one stage, what will happen? This light bulb won't be right now in here. We'll be in dark. Because that immense dedication made him invent such a great invention like this. Without that dedication, without that concentration, without that consistency, he wouldn't have achieved such a great achievement in his life. So what if he give up? Like, this is a bullshit idea. Yeah, he also think like, this is a bullshit idea. Yeah. So what is the point of inventing such a bullshit thing? So he didn't think like that. He wanted to have a risk, and he knew the reward was high. You know Bill Gates. What if he gave up his idea of building Microsoft? You know, he had some ideas about innovating new softwares, all these things. But what happens if he give up building that Microsoft and just stay away? Because it was a risky one, because he had to invest a lot of money for that. But now he's the richest person in the world right now. So take the risk. Always continue your work. Do not give up. If you give up, that means you're quitting. If you quit, there's no way of succeed. For example, let's just take like this. He's playing cricket. First day, his father says, go to cricket. His first day, he's just like confused. What will happen if I go to cricket? But he went there. He experimented it, and he failed, and he stood up, Now he's a great cricketer. That's what should happen. In exams, we might fail, I have failed in my exams a lot of times, and all that things. I just had one aim in my head, like I'm gonna make it somehow. I just look at my mistakes, and so like my mistakes are there. I need to adjust them. I didn't do this correctly. My time framework was less. So what I need to do is I need to manage my time. I manage my time at the next level, at the next term test. So what I'm trying to say is just make sure that you go through to an aim continuously, consistently. Don't give up. So I'm going to end my speech with a quote which is said by Franklin D. Roosevelt, a former president of the United States. It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. That means if you fail, it's quite hard to fail. If you fail, you feel quite bad. Your heart is quite disappointed. But if you don't try, how do you know that? How can you get success without trying? That's the question arises. Think about that. Thank you very much.